Welcome back, guys. So it's been a while since I've made a video. Uh, yeah, I just haven't made another video. So, I apologize if there's some background noise. I am in my garage and it is raining out. But here's a full cover of the LRM by STE. So it's a linear radiation monitor, and yeah, damn, it's linear. So the whole purpose of this is for the operator to hold the control pad and then string out all their detectors and be able to monitor cargo, or for it to be strung out and operate as a portal monitor for monitoring vehicles or personnel. You can also have one person hold the control side and another person hold the dead side, the end of the detector chain. String it out, probably would want a third person for the middle, and you can monitor a field if you wanted to. Walk through the field and figure out where a source is hidden. It comes neatly, well, it looks neat from the outside in a carrying case with a shoulder strap. Interestingly, the carrying case is made by Craftsman, which is weird, but interesting. And you have a big tarp it lays out on, and you can deploy from. On the bag, they have an attached, you can take it off, an attached carrying case for the detector, so if you wanted to run it in pager, I assume. It's also a nice sleeve for throwing it in when transporting. And it can function outside of the case, which is how I usually operate it. This can also function as one detector all wrapped up in the carrying case, and it is ridiculously sensitive. You have two modes on the controller. Well, on the controller you have two primary modes, which is audio and vibrate. Pager mode being vibrate, and your other use is audio. Both modes have a backlight that are independent, so that way you can not have to turn it on and off to flip up backlight on, and it's very just straight simple. You want the backlight, just flip it down again. You want the backlight, just flip it up again. Your update is your reset switch. On the back of this one, I have luckily gotten a belt clip or just a general clip. They are all well, before I go on, the battery case on this one is on the top side. I have a second one that sadly is not working, and it's a earlier serial model where the battery is placed down on the back. Makes it kind of awkward to carry, but kind of neat to see the iteration they went through. All of these are attached via cable links. They're 4-pin. All the pad does is a readout and supply power to the detectors. The detectors are individual sets, each with their own pulse analyzer, high voltage power supply, anything they would need, charge sensitive amplifiers, because this whole string is made of 18 gamma detectors and 9 helium-3 detectors. For extra runtime, you end up getting a external battery pack. External being that it's on the chain, and it takes 2 batteries instead of the one on the control module. You do not need the battery pack to operate it. It does increase runtime, and that's kind of helpful because this thing is thirsty. Focus, you fuck. It can either, well, it does 3 to 15 volt input. I'm assuming that means it can take a few different versions of batteries, but in this case, the battery I know that it takes is like a 2320 or something like that. It's a camera battery, a 3.3 volt camera battery. The chain, of course, is made up of gamma and neutron detectors. Your small detector is your neutron. Your small detector is your gamma, while your large detectors, like that one there, or these two up here, are your neutron. Your neutron is based off of helium-3. In its current configuration, the neutron is only sensitive to thermal neutrons. This sort of makes sense when you're doing cargo analysis, since usually your source would be buried within the cargo and your cargo would thermalize those neutrons. For a general survey and search of neutron sources, this gets a little irritating because most neutron sources aren't giving off thermalized neutrons. If we move on to the bench, you can see a few things that I have collected with these. The primary thing is the battery modules, which also incorporates a really nice way you can operate this thing, which is with a transmitter and a receiver. These go on the end of the cable, whichever end is opposite of the battery, in replacement of your palm pad. So you'd pair your receiver with your battery on a chain, and then you pair your transmitter with your receiver on a chain. And then your receiver will be hooked up to your palm pad, and you can operate the pad without the chain attached. I have not found a distance it won't communicate to each other, so that's yet to be found. But in this method, you can sit in an office, sit in a vehicle, and have your detector chain set up as a portal monitor, and that way you don't have to be right next to the damn thing, which is kind of smart. I also collected this thing, which it connects to them, but it's not labeled. I have not found the manual yet. I might have to see if STE will be so kind to give me the manual. These things are expensive and usually only bought by Department of Defense, Homeland Security, and the military. So we will see if they give me the manual. But it's just a small dongle. Oop, dropped it. Hang on. Alright, I'm back. It's a small dongle bit, and it literally looks like they took a part of a cable or something and shoved it in and glued it. Now, I've tried all different configurations between just plugging it into the damn battery pack, seeing if that acts as maybe some mysterious op check source or training source. Yeah, that didn't work. I've attempted to hook it in line with a cable, or at the end, because it would hook to the end of the detector. If the battery module is the detector, it will hook in the end of the end of the detector in the chain. That didn't do anything. I've hooked it directly to the meter, and the meter didn't recognize it because the meter looks for all of its detectors and sets up a link with all of them before it operates. Which makes it irritating because it would be nice if I could run 2 neutron and 2 gamma, or just 2 neutron or just 2 gamma, on the detector and just use it as a handheld detector. You can't. I haven't found the exact number. I haven't experimented enough to find the exact number that's needed for it to operate. But it's not 4. It wants more than 4. Held within the gamma portion is the classic standard small cesium iodide that you often see now on eBay. STE makes the radiation pager. These are just the detectors out of the radiation pager, but with all of its associated power supply and signal processing. And on the neutron, you have this really fancy, like, high voltage power supplies, signal processors, charge sensitive amplifier. And then you get this big ass Reuter and Stokes helium-3 tube. Because this is only sensitive to thermal, I do have a plan in motion where I'm going to be machining some plastic sleeves to fit over my neutron detectors. The chain has 9 of them. The plan is to make 4 sleeves. 2 thick ones and 2 thinner sleeves. This way, hopefully, I will cover most of the neutron spectrum, and it would become fast neutron sensitive, because generally you don't want to thermalize already thermalized neutrons. Here's a check source for americium. We're going to turn the meter on. It might sense it with it in here. When you immediately turn it on, it'll tell you the version, and it wants you to update to hit totalizing mode. I'll explain totalizing mode in a sec. Right now it's measuring background to get an estimate of its alarm setting. And once those dancing lines disappear, it's ready to go. We'll grab our americium source. And now we can go to places like this detector down here, which, because it's all the way on the end, second to last, it'll ping second to last number in the chain, which enables you to locate your source very easily. If I put it in between the two, you can see. As far as I'm aware, the total length of this line does not matter. It's just showing which one is detecting the most. We'll go to vibrate now. Demonstrate vibration. You can see it's talking to its detectors. It is a very noisy vibrator. So, I don't know how sleek that is, but yeah, you're definitely gonna feel it. And now I'll show you totalization mode. You press update on its startup, and it will get you into that menu. Right now it's using all the detectors together as one detector to give a frick if I don't drop it, to give a average counts per minute. So out of all of them, it figured out background is right about 400 counts per minute, with its alarm trip point set at 1.5 times that. One side is your gamma, one side's your neutron. These bars up here are your baseline. I haven't figured out what T0 and T1.6 is, but now all the neutron and gamma tubes act as one together. The numbers I haven't figured out either. But that's the gist of this thing. And I guarantee the more I play with it, the more I'll find out. And once I do start messing with that modification on the neutron side, I'll again return probably with it to demonstrate how the sleeves are produced, how the sleeves act, and hopefully if they made any impact to the detector. Since I have gotten this, I did investigate a hotspot that I knew about. This hotspot isn't very strong, and this detector doesn't give you dose. The hotspot is on average only about 3 to 4 times background on gamma. Not impressive, but enough to make you go, I wonder what's there. This hotspot, with the aid of this detector set, I found out the other day, has a strong neutron spike, so that's going to be something to investigate. Since I do have neutron detectors, just nothing that is neutron gamma, and such easy package to put in a bag and carry. I will say, it's going to be a big pain in the butt packing this thing back up. Alright guys, thank you for watching.